help make all of the different things and help with the teaching at school. So I want to start by telling you a little bit about how we started making these materials. So my first day of teaching, let me tell you that, my first day of teaching children, we decided to start an English school in Tokyo with my boss. And I had been teaching adults for about 10 years. And we said, well, let's try something different. You know, I like kids, and kids seem to like me okay. And I want to try something different. Let's try a kids' school. So we had our first day of classes in a rented room in Yokohama. And I had 5 4-year-old kids. And I thought, wow, this is going to be great. I had my lesson planned, and we decorated the room. We put down some of those foam tile carpets with the ABCs in them. That was going to be our reading area. And the kids came to the door, and they knocked on the door. And I opened the door and said, hello, come on in. And the first 4 kids came into the classroom, but the last child, a little girl, and she was sitting there crying. I don't want to go, I don't want to go. So I bent down, and I talked to her for a little while, and I said, oh, it's okay, come on in. And eventually, with her mom, she decided to come in. But I turned around, and the 4 other kids were just tearing apart my classroom. They were throwing things everywhere, just running around. They picked up the tile carpet and were just hucking things everywhere. I got hit in the face with a Z and an A. And the moms were sitting in the back of the classroom, just looking at me like, okay, let's see what he's going to do to control these kids. So I didn't know what to do. I said, okay, everybody stop, sit down, sit down. But of course, if you're teaching children, you know, that doesn't do anything, that just makes things worse. So I really didn't know what to do. I knew that the moms were watching me in the back of the classroom. I could feel their eyes on me. So I walked over to the CD player. We had a CD ready. I didn't know what song was going to play or anything. I just pressed play, and I was rescued by a giant purple dinosaur. Do you know Barney? Who knows Barney? Yes, well, Barney has a famous, well, he's got a lot of famous songs, but one of his songs is clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. So I just started cleaning up. I just started picking things up, thinking, okay, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I noticed that the children had started cleaning up with me. And they started singing the song. And by the end of the song, the room was clean, the children were quiet, and they were looking at me like, okay, what's next? What do we do next? And at that time, I really realized how important music was going to be in our classrooms. I always knew that we would use a lot of songs, but I really understood at that time that it's about more than just teaching the language. It's about managing your classroom and creating a mood in your classroom. So, does everybody know what this is? Hershey's Kiss? Yes, this is kind of our symbol, because we always try to remind ourselves to K-I-S-S. Keep it super simple. So, after that day, we started looking for more songs that we could use in our classroom. But we had such a hard time finding songs as simple as Barney's song. Barney's song is so simple. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. And we loved the simplicity. So we started looking, but we could only find one song on this CD and one song from this CD, and maybe, oh, there's 3 songs on this We Sing CD that we can use in our class. And we were looking everywhere, and we spent hundreds of dollars. And our parents were asking for recommendations for songs, and we had to recommend so many different CDs. So we decided that we would start making our own CDs and our own songs. And when we did that, we wanted to find out, we identified the 5 characteristics of songs that we really liked for our Young Learners EFL classroom. And today when I say young learners, I'm talking about 7 or 8 years old and younger. So the first thing for us was that we wanted songs that weren't too fast and weren't too slow, appropriately paced. Especially for young learners, you're going to do a lot of movements and a lot of moving around. For the very young kids, if they can't keep up with the song, they get very frustrated and will tune out. Next, we were looking for songs that had really comprehensible lyrics. We love songs like Twinkle Twinkle and London Bridges, but there's a problem with those songs in that kids can't really understand what those songs are about a lot of the time. We wanted songs that were fun for all levels. At our school, we have kids who have been studying English since they were 0, and we have kids who come to our school who are learning English for the first time, and they're 7 years old. And how do we mix these levels? You can't make an advanced 2-year-old class and a beginner 2-year-old class. They don't go together. So how do you find activities that apply to all levels? And songs are great for that. We wanted songs that had really useful language. So one of the great benefits of songs is that kids will go home with these songs in their heads all day long. And I think it's really great for them to have useful language bouncing around their heads that they can use. And the last thing is we wanted all of our songs to be really gesture friendly. So it's very, very intimidating for anybody to go into a foreign language classroom. For a child to go into any classroom, it's very intimidating. To go into a classroom where the teacher is talking to you in a foreign language can be really scary. The gestures really help the students follow along.